There comes a point where your house starts to feel chaotic, and you begin to think, maybe I'm just a dirty person. It feels like a personality trait, like something you either have or you don't. But here's the truth. Most of the mess doesn't come from laziness. It comes from patterns that go unnoticed. So instead of forcing yourself to try harder, it's time to understand the behaviors that quietly shape a consistently clean space. Let's get into it. Pattern 1. They reduce friction. Most people think clean individuals have more discipline, but in reality, they've just removed resistance. They don't rely on willpower to clean. They make cleaning easier than not cleaning. Things have a place. Surfaces are clear. Tools are accessible. Because of this, small actions happen naturally. Wiping a counter takes seconds. Putting something away requires no thought. The difference is subtle, but powerful. Mess builds when actions feel inconvenient. Clean spaces are maintained when actions feel automatic. Instead of asking, how do I become more disciplined? They ask, how do I make this easier to maintain? Pattern 2. Consistent resets. Many people wait until things get bad. Then they clean everything at once. It feels productive, but it's exhausting. And because it's exhausting, it gets delayed next time. Clean people think differently. They don't rely on big cleaning sessions. They rely on small resets. A few minutes here, a quick adjustment there. Nothing builds up enough to feel overwhelming. Because of this, cleaning never becomes a burden. The shift is simple. Don't wait for mess to demand action. Prevent it from accumulating in the first place. Pattern 3. They attach cleanliness to identity. For some people, cleaning is something they do. For others, it's part of who they are. That distinction changes everything. When something becomes identity-based, it stops requiring constant effort. It becomes the default. A person who sees themselves as someone who keeps things clean doesn't debate whether to tidy up. They just do it. Not out of pressure, but out of alignment. The behavior follows the identity, so instead of forcing habits, they reinforce a belief. This is just who I am. Pattern 4. They don't ignore small messes. A small mess seems harmless. A cup left out, clothes on a chair, items slightly out of place. Individually, they don't matter, but together, they create visual noise. And that noise slowly drains mental clarity. Clean people understand something most overlook. Small messes multiply, so they deal with things immediately, not perfectly, not obsessively, just consistently, because 5 seconds now prevents 30 minutes later. Pattern 5. They value environment over convenience. Leaving something out is always easier in the moment. Dropping items anywhere, postponing small tasks, ignoring minor clutter. It saves time, temporarily, but it costs clarity long term. Clean people think beyond the moment. They prioritize how the space feels over what feels easiest right now, because they understand your environment shapes your mental state. A clean space reduces friction. A messy space increases it. So they choose slightly more effort now to avoid constant mental resistance later. Pattern 6. They limit what enters their space. Clutter doesn't just come from not cleaning. It comes from accumulation. Too many unnecessary things. Too many just-in-case objects. Clean people are selective. They don't just clean better. They own less, or at least more intentionally. Because every item has a cost. It takes up space. It adds to visual load. The more you own, the more you manage. So, instead of constantly organizing, they reduce what needs organizing. Pattern 7. They close loops immediately. Mess is often just unfinished actions. A jacket not put away. A dish not cleaned. An item not returned. Each one is a small open loop in the brain. And the more open loops there are, the heavier everything feels. Clean people close loops quickly. They finish what they start, not because they're perfectionists, but because they understand the mental weight of unfinished tasks. Completion creates clarity. Delay creates buildup. Pattern 8. They don't rely on motivation. Waiting to feel like cleaning is unreliable. Some days it's there. Most days it's not. Clean people don't wait for motivation. They operate on standards. A simple baseline. This gets done, regardless of how I feel. Because consistency doesn't come from emotion, it comes from decision. And once something becomes standard, it requires less mental negotiation. Pattern 9. They protect their space from chaos. A clean home isn't just maintained physically, it's protected mentally. They're aware of what disrupts their environment. Rushing, overcommitting, neglecting routines. Because chaos in life often shows up as chaos in space, so they manage more than just clutter. They manage pace. They give themselves enough time to reset, to maintain, to stay ahead of the mess. Because once things fall behind, everything feels harder to control. Pattern 10. They see cleaning as self-respect, not obligation. For many, cleaning feels like a chore, something forced, something external. But for clean individuals, it's different. It's not about appearances. It's not about perfection. It's about standards. The space they live in reflects how they treat themselves, and maintaining it becomes an extension of self-respect. Not pressure, but care. Final thoughts. Keeping your house clean isn't about being naturally organized. It's not about perfection, and it's definitely not about doing everything at once. It's about small, consistent patterns that compound over time. Most people try to fix the outcome, the mess. But the real solution is deeper. Fix the behaviors that create or prevent it. There's no need to become someone else, only a need to become more intentional with your actions, with your environment, with what you allow to build up. And once those patterns shift, cleanliness stops being something you struggle with and becomes something that simply reflects how you live.